welcome back to Moment of Growth and Transformation. Today, I'm going to say welcome to everyone watching on YouTube, watching on Facebook, and everyone watching on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining me. So, we just finished a season, and I decided to go live and do a recap of some of the things that we've talked about. And that's why I said, so why purpose? Why healing? And why transformation? So I have done quite a number of research. Um, I'm a mental health professional, and I've had opportunity to do quite a number of research on domestic violence, adverse childhood experiences, um, women, help seeking behavior of women who have been through domestic violence and all that. Those were my core research. However, I made up my mind because the vision is to be the repairer of the breach and to be the restorer of the path to dwell in. So I worked with families and I work with individuals. However, in the process of working with families and individuals, I realized that the challenge that people experience that you are actually seeing currently when people sit before you as a mental health professional, when people sit before me, let me say it that way, in that therapy room, sometimes some of the things I see, the foundational problem is the adverse childhood experiences, and much more of the not having a reason for existence. And that's why I decided that I was going to actually start with moment of growth and transformation. So when people change, when people experience transformation, when people grow, everything about their life change. Everything around them will change. However, we cannot experience change without tracing what the problem is. And when we trace what the problem is, one of the things we come up with is we'll begin to increase our awareness of what we are currently doing that is not working, and then we'll begin to work towards becoming a better version of ourselves. So whether you are married, whether you are single, and that's why you see, sometimes you will see me on the Family Life Builders TV, where I talked about relationship, I talk about family life. And the reason why I talk about those family life is because every challenge, every problem that you see people go through, they all actually start from your background. I'm sorry, you might be hearing voices or a dog outside right there. So all those challenges, they actually stems from the family. So when you see individuals sitting before you, or when you see individual behaving in a certain way in the community, in your environment, they are not just behaving that way because they did not drop from heaven. Or have you seen someone who dropped from heaven? Obviously, no, people don't drop from heaven. They stems out of a family. And then the relationship that people have in their family also impact how they behave when they get into the society. Unfortunately, this continues. It's like it has a spiral effect. So what they do, what they experience, it will also be transferred to their children. And that's why the foundation of everyone is to understand their purpose, their reason for existence. And after they understand their reason for existence, the next thing is to look at the pains they have in the past as a result of their adverse childhood experiences. And then they go through the journey of emotional healing. And after they've gone through the journey of emotional healing, they start to transform. Both healing and transformation, they are actually a function of how you daily journey, how you daily experience the change that you desire, how you daily work towards becoming a better version of yourself, so that at the end of the day, you really become what God actually created you to become, and not have to just live life without meaning. So, for those who are watching on Facebook or on YouTube, I'm going to be sharing my screen in a little bit, and I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller, and I'm going to bring up the um, adverse childhood experiences questions. So these are some of the questions. Do you have more than enough to eat or to wear? Do you have dirty clothes? Do you have people that protect you when you were younger? Do you lose your parent through divorce, abandonment, or death, or other reason? Do you live with anyone who is depressed or have mental illness, or people who have attempted suicide? Let me back up a little bit. Adverse childhood experiences start from age 0 to 17 before you turn 18. So, number 4 question, and those things will impact you so much unless there's an intervention for you. So, number 4, did you live with anyone who had a problem with drinking, using drug, including prescription drugs? Do you have parents or adults in your home who ever hit or punch you or beat you? Do you live with anyone who went to jail or prison? Do you have a parent or adult in your home who always swear, insult, or put you down? Do you have a parent in your home who eats and kick, physically hurt you in any way? Do you feel that no one in your family loved you or thought you were special? And do you have anyone who forcefully touch you, like fondling or having any form of sex with you without your permission? So those are the things that comprises adverse childhood experiences. Quite a number of children experience this, but unfortunately, not many of them live to tell you the story. However, eventually you find them in the therapy session, or sometimes we see people in the society telling them to go for therapy, and these are some of the things that made up what they were going through and why they are behaving the way they are behaving. So when you find yourself behaving in a certain way, it's time to look back and see, what was your life look like? Um, the impact of adverse childhood experiences cannot be overemphasized. Let's look at some of them. So, for adverse childhood experiences, some of the things that we'll see eventually in the life of an adult who have been through adverse childhood experiences is they probably will have some health issues. They might have heart problems, they might have diabetes, they might have high blood pressure, because the stress, the foundation of most problems that we see today is actually stress. So when you see people exhibiting some of the problems that is associated with stress, one of the first thing we look at in the profession is to look at the adverse childhood experiences of that person, so that we can know how to take care of the person. Now, in the mental health profession, we look at how the person is responding to life. They might have post-traumatic stress disorder, they might have anxiety, they might have depression, they might have eating disorders. So when you are looking at all these things, most of the time the foundation of many of these is actually adverse childhood experiences. The next thing that you will see that will happen to them is they will have wrong relationship. They will be confused in life. They will have lots of addiction. They will have self-esteem issues. They have lots of anger issues. So these are some of the things that you will see. And then the last of them is they will have a chance to repeat pattern. You see, sometimes you ask yourself, why is it that people who experience adverse childhood experiences also still end up wanting to raise a family? You'll be wondering, why is it that some of them don't want to raise a family? And even when you see some of them who does not want to raise a family, you still realize that they still want to have a relationship. I've never seen anyone who does not want to have a relationship, right? People want sex. People want love and belongingness. They want somebody to call them their own, and they want someone they can call their own. So people actually have want to have relationship despite what they've been through. And that is why my focus is on both individuals and the families, because people still want to have family despite what they have been through. Okay, now that way they will repeat pattern. It's is a settled thing. They are going to repeat pattern when people are not healed, when people have experienced adverse childhood experiences and then they are not healed. What will happen is they will repeat pattern because they will transfer some of those things to their children or to the people around them. So now let's look at the other side of my PowerPoint. If you're watching me from Facebook or from YouTube, so what will happen is this: when you see a transformed person, some of the things that have happened is that they've been able to identify their purpose, even though they also have their adverse childhood experiences, right? For me, my when I looked at the adverse childhood experiences, out of the 10, I think I score about 8, 7, 8 or thereabouts out of the 10 questions. So when you see people like that and they are thriving, what has happened is, number one, they've been able to realize purpose from that pain, from what they've been through. They've been able to see the reason behind that, what God wants to bring out. And sometimes you think God created some of those things. God doesn't create problems for you, but He always have a redemption plan for everything that the society, your parents, the family that they create for you, including the ones you create for yourself. God always have a redemption plan on how to bring you out by His mercy, and that's why we must always ask for God's mercy in everything we do. So the person has been able to find their purpose. The person has been able to emotionally heal. When I started the journey, when I started teaching, actually, one of the things that I started teaching first, actually, my first book or so is actually on 7 steps to emotional healing. I think I wrote it in 2018. Yes, around 2018. I think the book is on okadabooks.com. And if you want a copy, I can always send you a copy as well. So the first thing first is emotional healing. After you've been able to find your purpose, then the next thing is to start healing, embark on the journey of emotional healing. I remember, let me tell the story. When I started working with women, I started working with, I think, around 2003 or thereabouts, 2003, I started working with children ministry. Then 2013, I started working with women who have been through domestic violence, and we were doing lots of work with them. However, I couldn't do much of healing work with them. I was doing advocacy. We're doing fundraising. We were doing empowerment programs. Those are the things we were doing for them at the time. But when I got to the United States, I came in for MBA, but God said, no, I am making you a healed healer. So you learn how to heal people, you learn how to help people, and you yourself, you are a healed person. So I went into mental health profession, and I discovered in the process of learning how to help people, one of the first things that we do is to help ourselves, heal ourselves. You do a genogram of yourself, of your family background. You will be able to know where you're coming from, what you've been through, and how to begin to take care of yourself so that you can take care of other people. And I learned so much. It opened my eyes to so much. It increases my awareness. So one of the things that your emotional healing journey will do for you is to open up your awareness. I've seen people, I don't know if you have seen this a lot, but when you see that people have climbed, to the top of the ladder, and you will think, oh, they are always there, then you just see something happen, and you won't believe that that thing, happened. Not what they've done in the past, what they just did, and you'll be wondering what just happened. Is because healing has not taken place. It's because when you start making money, when you start having success, without dealing with the past, without dealing with the childhood, without dealing with adverse childhood experiences, what you have the tendency to do is that you will think you are okay. You will think everything is okay. Unfortunately, you won't know that those things are just eating. So immediately you have any trigger like this, you just do what you're not supposed to do. And that's why, even after you've been able to identify your reason for existence, the next thing you want to do is to embark on a journey of emotional healing. And after that, the next thing you want to do is to keep experiencing transformation. Emotional healing is a journey, transformation is a journey. And if you are a Christian, if I'm talking about transformation, let me just say it in a plain way. Transformation is simply you and I going into what the fruit of the spirit is that simple, and then we'll begin to walk towards that. There is nothing in the world that is causing trouble today that you cannot trace back to the concept of the work of flesh, and then the fruit of the spirit is actually the solution to the works of flesh. So the next thing you want to do is to start profiting with your purpose. And when I say profit with your purpose, is not necessarily how to make money or how to create a business. It's part of it. But what profiting with purpose will mean for me is you start gaining souls, winning lives back from what was meant to hold you back from your childhood experiences, you teaching how you were transformed, not what has happened to you. I've been doing a new podcast series. I just want whoever find it to find it. I wasn't going to promote it. It's called Moment of Reflection and Devotion, where I just share part of my stories, and then I would teach about how to use the word of God to change situations, or how the word of God relates to that story. You know why? Enough of telling what the devil has done. It's time to start telling ourselves what God has done, because what God is doing override what the devil has done. We know that the devil has come to steal, to kill, and to destroy, but Jesus has come to give life, and life in abundance. And when Jesus steps into a situation, he creates life. The Bible says, for this cause the Son of God was manifested to destroy the works of the devil. So even though you've been through some things, some challenges, some adverse childhood experiences, which are real, maybe you are even having post-traumatic stress disorder as a result of those things. Maybe you are having anxiety as a result of those things you've been through. Maybe you are having depression as a result of those. Maybe you couldn't keep a job as a result of those things that you've been through. Maybe you are dealing with health issues as a result of those things that you've been through. Guess what? Jesus was manifested to destroy the works of the devil. But it's left to you to embrace that gift that Jesus has given. So when you embrace the gift and you begin to show other people how you embrace that gift, how you work, and that's why I always tell people to journal. So when you journal positive things. How did you start moving into that change? How does that transformation begins to happen for you? You begin to write them. As you're writing them, as you're writing your change, and you are showing people how you did it, you might choose to do it through videos. You might choose to do it by writing a book. You might choose to do it by singing a song. You might choose to do it by writing poem. You might choose to do it by going on evangelism. You might choose to do it by doing a movie. You can choose to do it by having conferences. You can choose to do it in so many ways. That is how you start profiting with your purpose, because you gather people not to talk about what the devil has done in your life in your past, but you are gathering people to talk about what God is doing and what is possible for them. So you're providing possibility for people. So your ability to provide possibility for people despite what they've been through is called profiting with your purpose. And this could come in different ways. And these are some of the things we teach at the Women's School of Transformation. The life that you have is not yours, it's God that gave you. So, including whatever you've been through, God knows about it. He knows it will happen. That's why He made a way. He made the way ahead for you. That's why He has helped Tosin so that Tosin can help you. That's why He has helped several other people so that they can help you. So it depends on you. Do you want to receive that gift, or you want to stay in your situation and keep complaining about what you're going through right now? Are you going to keep complaining about your family issues? Are you going to keep complaining about your boss? Are you going to keep complaining about the life confusion that you're experiencing? Are you going to keep complaining about wrong relationship that you keep having? Are you going to keep complaining about your addiction, your inability to change? Are you going to keep complaining about the anger, even though you know that you're not supposed to, but you couldn't help it? God is saying, learn how to experience purpose from whatever you've been through. Learn how to heal from whatever you've been through. Learn how to walk in transformation from whatever you've been through. And learn how to start profiting with your purpose. This is the foundation. This is how to start profiting with your purpose when you have adverse childhood experiences. So when I'm talking about trauma, I my own focus is on adverse childhood experiences. So if you've been through anything that looks like the adverse childhood experiences that I share right here, if you've been through any of this and you want to see your purpose even despite what you've been through, and you want to experience transformation, and you want to start enjoying what God has for you and be able to give to other people, then I will ask you to join us. And you can just email us, you can send us a message, and one of the team members will reach out to you and we'll go from there. Thank you everyone for joining me. So in the new season of the Moment of Growth and Transformation, I am going to be focusing on emotional healing. So let's go from there and see how God will help us. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, everyone. Bye for now. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Instagram.